All right, ladies and gents, we're having an issue, a starting issue, and we trace it down to the auxiliary battery, which on the gas models, you know, I have a diesel that's outside. On the gas models, it's technically under this fuse box. So the book wants you to pull this fuse box out and just access it from the top. But here's the shortcut on how to do it. So first you want to unhook your main battery, positive and negative. I stuck a rag on there so don't accidentally fall on there. What you want to do is pull down the fender. I saw videos where people take off the entire fender liner, but you don't have to do that. There's two 10mm bolts that hold it up here and here. So you got a 10mm here and a 10mm here. And then you just have clips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 little push pins. So I just push it down far enough where I can access it. It sits right here. There is 1, 2, 3 bolts. These are also 10mm bolts, 10mm socket bolts. There's 3 bolts that hold it up. 2 right in front and 1 in the back. So I just dropped down the battery and the case, and using a 10mm, I undid both the battery clamps and just pulled it out. This is the replacement battery. It is also a AGM. This one is 200 cold cranking amps. This is the factory Mopar battery. He has 47,000 miles on this car, so it's about due for a new battery. So these little batteries are AGM type. It is 180 cold cranking amps, 12 amp hours, so it's about 16 minutes reserve on these. You do have to transfer over the studs. I just used a 4mm socket, so they just unscrew and screw in. So I already transferred those over. Now we're going to take the new battery and put it back in the box. So we're going to swap over this. Hopefully that's water, but you definitely want to transfer over this insulation. All right, so this is me putting it back in. The negative goes right there. You got both of those. The one with the 2 eyelets go towards the front, and the single eyelet goes towards the rear. And the positive goes back towards the motor, whereas in this one goes towards the fender. I have this one bolted in. Now I'm just going to plug in the other one, bolt it up, and then I'm going to slide it up in there. All right, here's the final results. So the only thing to be careful with is when you're bolting it back on, you don't let them touch. Like, you don't want the wrench from one post to hit the other post, or your ratchet to hit one post to the other post, or these wires to touch anything. With the upper battery disconnected and these touching anything without the other one being connected, you'll be okay. But you could touch these, you know, don't be worried about, so don't worry about touching that. The only thing you can get hurt is if you touch one to the other together. Then that wrench will get red hot. So, you know, you touch this, touch them both at the same time, and it can hurt you. So as long as you don't touch metal between the two, you're good. So I'm gonna flip this positive side back and bolt it back up. All right, so we're almost done. We got those 2 bolts started. This last one's the pain, so I just use a 10mm on a little 1/4" extension. My socket's magnetic, so it's not gonna fall off. But I use this and I'll get it started by hand and then just run it in. So it's just 3 bolts that hold this box up, and these wires just move out of the way. This guy's got a lot of accessories on this car, so he probably won't have all these. So that's the final result. So he was having starting issues. Someone diagnosed the battery. I didn't verify it, so I don't know if this is the actual cause, but we're about to find out. So I got the bolts bolted back up. I'm right out of here. I'm gonna put this all back together. Call it a day. All right, so we got a bunch of clips and 2 bolts. So you got a 10mm here and a 10mm here, and then you just have clips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we got the auxiliary battery in, and start it. Alright, looks like that fixed our problem. We should be good to go. This is a buddy of mine's who we go out off-roading all the time, overlanding. This is his gas Gladiator on 37s. That's actually my old tent. He's got it Rhino lined. But looks like we're good to go. Well guys, thanks for making it this far. If you would, please like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way when I come out with another quick adventure or another modification Gladiator, you guys can be notified. Thanks again for watching. Bye.